Hey, 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 what's going on with my beautiful people today? Yes, you. You are absolutely beautiful. You're fabulous. You're wonderful. You got it going on. You got it going on. Good, bad, ugly, up, down, all around. You got it going on. It is so. So be it, and I'll say. Right? My name is Trinity, and welcome to this channel all about the healing. All right, my ride and dies. It's been rocking with me from the beginning of my time. All right, I love you guys. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, sending you love. My new subscribers, welcome to the family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My energy exchange 10, 20, 100 fold right back at ya. What you sow on this channel, you shall reap. Flip side. Looking good, smelling good like I should. Can't stop. Ain't gonna stop. Nothing up in here. It's solid as a rock. It is so be it. Ashe, some more to be. Right? We are under the signs of the collective. Bam! There it is, collective. All right, so, okay. So what we got going on today is no cards. This is a download. Not, well, yeah, it is. Because we're going to talk about fear. And I got this because I was thinking about a comment that one of my subscribers was saying. And she was saying she was sad. I don't know quite remember the exact comment, but I was thinking about the energy off the comment. The energy off the comment is fear of what's to come. This person is actually going through the ups and downs and all around because they know and they feel in their spirit that things are changing, things are going to change, and things are going to be different for what's to come, right? And I have been talking about what's to come and what you should do, and the spirit of what's to come, and to prepare for what's to come. But see, the energy of the comment is fear. Instead of her, she's trying to have the faith, but she is scared of what's to come. Okay, none of my messages that I have that God has given me, none of these messages is for you guys to be fearful. It's not. Because to be honest, these messages is to get you ready. These messages is to, is to get you ready, to get your spirit ready, to get you in a position that whatever comes your way, whatever happens, that you're able to see your way through it. So if you're fearful, it's okay. Because what God is saying right to me right now, it's okay that you're fearful. Let's get the fear out the way right now. So whatever happens, you've already got that fear out the way. You've already dealt with your fear. You already dealt with your feelings and your emotions about things changing dramatically. Food shortages, water shortages. You'll be okay. Because you're thinking, you're dealing with your emotions, you're dealing with how you feel right now. However, God is saying, yes, it's okay to have fear now. Deal with your fear. But it's not okay to sit in that. If you keep continues to sit in fear and worry about what's to come, that ain't gonna work. And that's not what these readings are about. They're about you dealing with your feelings and your emotions. It's about you healing. The more you heal, the more lighter you are. The more you deal with shadow, the more you deal with the new moon and the releasing of the new moon, the manifesting of the full moon, manifesting and releasing. I think I got it backwards. I think it's releasing of the new moon and the full moon. You're you're manifesting for the new moon and you're releasing for the full moon. Sorry, I was getting mixed up, but that's it. So you're dealing with all of these, and you're dealing with the fear that's being projected onto you from people, places, and things that do not want you to move forward. They want you to be stuck in fear. Because if you are in fear, you're stuck. It's the opposite of faith. If you are in fear, you cancel out any type of faith that you think that you may have. Because you cannot have fear and faith in the same. It don't work like that. So excuse me. So that's why Spirit is saying, go head on. If you are fearful, I'm not saying anything. I'm not talking down on you being fearful. You're human. We all get fearful. We all have fear. However, I'm trying to teach you and show you the way what actually is going on with you. So as long as you know what's actually going on with you, you can deal with it, release it, or renounce it, or denounce it, and move forward. You're not stuck in it because you know what's actually going on with you as a human being. Okay? So what I'm saying is, if you are in fear, you are canceling out faith. You're not having faith that everything is going to be all right with what's to come. You're having fear about what's to come. Fear is going to keep you stuck in fear. Fear is going to keep you in a position where you are frightened. You are scared. You're scared to move. You're scared to think about it. You're scared to see things around you. You're scared to make decisions. You're scared to, because you don't know what to do. Your mind makes you, your thoughts make you unable to think about moving forward, to think about positivity in a negative situation, right? But that's who we are as light workers, psychics, and all these gurus and different things, that titles that's given. That's who we are. Positivity in a dark world, in a dark existence, in a dense energy area. That's who we are. So when you are in fear, it's your job to actually analyze that fear and see what is the root of the issue. Why? What is the root? Now, we know that what's to come. That's the trigger. But what is the root cause of your fear? Why are you fearful? And you have to look at that fear and you have to analyze it. And once you know what the root is, you can deal with it from the root. And when you release it, you're releasing the whole root and the whole thing up and out. to not deal with that again because you pulled it up from the root. But when you don't deal with it and you deal with it surface level, that root of that issue still grows up and manifests in another way that's going to cause you to be fearful again from a different perspective. So it's always good and it's always effective and it's always what we should do is look at the root cause, not the trigger, but the root cause of the issue so we can deal with it once and for all on to the next. Because I've said this before. Okay, so I don't even know where I was at. But anyway, so but I know I'm talking about fear. So, God, get me back. Speak it through. Because that may be the end of that point. Oh, we was talking about the root of the issue, the root cause of why you're fearful. Okay, once you analyze that, then that's it. Okay. Oh, this is what I was getting ready to say. But I've always told you guys that we're healing, we're ever evolving, we're ever healing. We have layers, right? We have layers. But the thing about it is, for those of us that have a calling or have a mission or the chosen one, whatever you got going on, okay? For those of us that have that anointing, appointing, whatever, have that, we are required to actually go deeper. We are required to actually we're required to actually undo that layer, that onion, a lot more deeper than the average person. What this means is you're required to dig deeper in your karmic debt from previous lives. See, when you do this here on this timeline and you accomplish that and you move forward, you still have karmic debts and karmic lessons and karmic things that in previous lives that you have not addressed. And so that's why you're ever evolving and you ever healing, because you got it right. You went far, you went deep, but you still got things from previous lives, karmic deck that you didn't deal with, karmic lessons, karmic relationships, karmic thoughts and opinions and all these different things that can come at you or trigger you in this timeline that God is going to, if it triggers you or it comes to you, God's going to make you deal with that. If you get triggered off of something and it ain't got nothing to do with what you got going on now in this timeline, that's from another timeline. That's from another time in the previous life, in a previous time, but you being triggered. So if you being triggered by it, God gonna make you deal with it. You must deal with, lessons, and you must deal with, and you saying, and this is why a lot of us feel like, well, when is this gonna be over? What next? I ain't already done this. I know. No, you haven't. You've done it in this timeline. But you have done some things to people, places, and things in other lifetimes. You've done you didn't learn the lessons in other lifetimes. You didn't handle certain relationships and families, and certain, you didn't do good with your money, or you didn't save your money, or you wasn't good at something, or you didn't do something in a previous timeline where you may have generated karma. So you have cleaned up your karma in this lifetime. And I'm not saying that God is going to make you clean up karma from previous lifetimes. But if you get triggered, off of something, if you remember something, if you in your dreams you see something and it's from another timeline, you have to deal with that thing. You can't just, oh, okay, I got triggered. Oh, okay. Oh, that's from another timeline. Okay, well, I'm just going to send that back to that timeline. No. When you get triggered or you see something, you're bringing it into this life, into this timeline. So if you're bringing it into this timeline, you got to deal with it. It don't got nothing to do with this timeline, but it's from a past life. And you're triggered off of it. You remember it. It is something that you remember. It's in your spirit. It's in your soul. You must deal with that. God is going to require you to deal with that. And it's going to be confusing because it has nothing to do with what you got going on right now. It ain't got nothing to do with who you are as a person right now. This came back from something else. But it's very familiar. It's in your soul. It's something that you recognize, something that you know. So once you are awakened and you are triggered, then you got to deal with it into this time. You brought it into this timeline to deal with it. So you must deal with it. And God allowed it into this timeline because the more you heal, the more you deal with whatever issues that comes into this timeline, the more you deal with it, the lighter you are, the more evolved you are, the higher that God can take you, and the more higher you are, that whatever it is that's coming in, you're able to deal with it. You're light as a feather and you're able to deal with whatever it is to come by how evolved you are. Now, just know that when you come in, when that trigger come in, and you got to deal with that trigger, or you brought something in from the past and you have to deal with that thing, just know that you're human. It's going to take you low. It's going to take you high. It's going to take you up and down. It's going to take you all around. It's going to take you out of sorts. It's going to take you out of your element. It's actually going to promote fear or initiate fear, not promote, initiate fear. But you know what? It's going to be a fear that you can deal with. God is not going to allow you to be triggered by something that's going to set you back, especially when he knows what's to come. So whatever you're triggered by and you have that fear, or you out of sorts, or you out of alignment, or you feel just out, just know that God is right there. And he's allowing it for a reason. Because if you could not deal with it, if you could not get yourself together within a reasonable time, if you wasn't strong enough, if you wasn't put together enough, if you was not who you are, a light worker, a chosen one, a badass, if you was not that, God would not even allow that trigger to come in and affect you. It's for a reason. And it's okay to be fearful, but you know that is not To stay in it, to stay fearful, that's not what this is about. It's to analyze. Why am I fearful? I have nothing to fear. Fear is an illusion. For those of you that is fearing what's to come, stop. You have nothing to fear. If you're watching this channel, you have nothing to fear. I'm going to let you know everything. So if you're fearful, you need to look at why. The trigger is what's to come, but the real reason is the root. The real reason is not what's to come. It is a root of the issue that you're not dealing with. It's something that you're not dealing with. It's something that you do not want to face. And the fear is saying that it's coming from what's to come. I'm trying to deal with, I'm struggling with what's to come. No, you're struggling and you're not facing the fear of the root of the issue. The root of the issue is one thing. The trigger is what's to come. So every time you think about what's to come, or you see something, or you watch my video and it's telling you about what's to come, you're triggered. Because you're not facing the real reason of the root of the issue of why you are fearful in the first place. So deal with and analyze, go down and look at the root of the issue of why you are fearful when you are not. You don't have no reason to fear. You're not a fearful person. You're a faith-filled person. So why are you fearful? That's the question. The question is why. It's not what's to come. That's the trigger. Why are you fearful? And this could be, I'm using of what's to come, but this could be anything. Anything. It could be anything. That's your trigger. Anything that you are fearful about, you need to ask yourself why. You are not rooted in fear, you are rooted in faith. So whenever you get fearful, you need to ask yourself, why am I scared? Why am I fearful of this? What is actually going on with me? You ask yourself why, and you will get the answer. Because your angels, they need you to ask the questions for them to be able to give you the answer and give you the solutions. If you don't ask your angels questions and you don't ask them, direct them, or give them permission, then they just sitting there. Utilize your angels, utilize your ancestors, utilize God. But God has your angels all around you, waiting on you to ask the question, give them direction, ask for help. You are not a fearful. You were not rooted in fear. You are not fearful. You are faithful. You are full of faith. You are not fearful by what you fear is going by these eyes and what you see or what you think you see. Faith comes from your third eye, your crown, your heart. Faith. I keep talking to you guys about faith because faith is always going to see you through, and faith will always outweigh fear. Fear will have you worrying, have you stuck, have you stagnant, angry, bitter. Faith, joy, happiness, contentment just a all-knowing with faith. You have an all-knowing with faith, but with fear, you're stuck. You can't see. You can't see things clearly. And the longer you're in fear, the cloudiest it gets cloudy, it get muttered, it get murky. You can't see clearly. And the more people try to tell you, the more the truth that is being revealed, you can't see it and you can't believe it. Because you're stuck. And you only can see with these eyes. That's deceptive. But when you see with this eye, and you see with this eye, God's eye, and you feel with your heart of all hearts, things can come in much clearer for you. So, just know that fear is not going away. This world that we're in is rooted in fear. This world and where we're going and what's to come is rooted in you being fearful. It's rooted in scarcity. It's rooted in that. Scarce water, scarce food, scarce environment, not having the money and the resources to live. Scarcity. Right? It's rooted in that. But remember, when you have fear, you can't see your way through clearly. So how in the world are you going to be able to see what you need to do in matters of that? In matters, in those type of matters that, in those type of situations that you may find yourself in, you'll be stuck because you're stuck in fear. You won't be able to see. But when you are in faith, it no matters what the world is casting out and what they're saying. You don't have no food, you don't have no money, you don't have this. But when you have faith, faith always will provide a way to escape, because you will be able to see through what the world is wanting you to see. The world only wants you to see this, that what you don't have. Looking at your bank account, looking at your money, and looking at your food supply that you have. And root yourself in fear that what you see you will not be able to get out of. But with faith, you will be able to see, oh, okay, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Everybody, we going to do this, and that. We going to preserve this, and that. We going to, hey, let's get some, we don't got no food. We're going to have to make some bread, flour, water, put it on the grill. Or we're going to have to do whatever we got to do with the means or what we have and make a way. Because faith, you always got a way. You always got a way with faith. With fear, you stuck. We don't got it. We getting ready to die. We don't got it. We got to go steal from somebody. We got to go hold somebody up. We got to go take from somebody. We got to beg and plead with somebody to help us. That's what fear does. Desperate. Make you feel desperate, that you're desperately seeking. You got to desperately seek out people, places, and things to get what you need. But faith, you're going to be able to see your way through. You're going to be able to see what you have, collect everything that you have, consolidate everything that you have, and make a way out of it until you can get through to what you get through to more to what you may need. And I'm trying to instill into you to prepare that whatever happened, if the food is scarce, that you got enough to consolidate for a little while. To consolidate. Eat the bare minimal. Fast a couple of days. Eat 3 times a week. 2 days you fast. To consolidate what you have. I'm trying to get you to prepare so you will have something to work with according to your faith. That's the difference. That is the difference. Because we all are going to be in the same boat. But God has given us just a little time to consolidate, just a little time to get some things together. So whatever we got to go through, and I'm using food as an example. Whatever you got to go through, you'll be able to have something to work with instead of depending on, and instead of being desperate and fearful. You'll have something to work with, and you can definitely have faith that you're going to see a way through. That's what this is about. This is not about you being fearful and being scared that you're not going to make it. No, it's the opposite. These messages is for you to take them, to run with them, to be able to get out and preserve and get out and to get things for you and your family. So you will be able to make sound decisions in faith. Sound decisions in faith as to what it is that you and your family need to do in such as a time as this. Not to be fearful. Because if you're listening to the messages, it's to prepare. In preparing, you don't have no reason to be fearful if you are prepared. You just kick in faith to get things together. Because in faith, you'll be able to see your next move, what you need to do, and how you need to carry it out in faith. And I'm going to leave it right there. I love you guys very, very, very much. Very much. Very much. Take these messages, guys. And if you have to look at them more than once, look at them more than once. Get them in your spirit. If when you watch them, you're fearful, watch it again. Because it's not rooted in fear. It's not at all rooted in fear. If you're struggling, then you really need to look at the issue, the root. Okay? Hit the comments, hit the emojis, thumbs up, thumbs down, just thumbs the channel. It helps a sister out. Share, subscribe. The description box has all of my information there. If you want to sew on the channel, it has Cash App, PayPal, Amazon. I'm going to put in my description box my Amazon store, so you will be able to look at the things that I'm doing to prepare, and you can get ideas from there, or you can buy what I'm buying. All right, so I'm going to put that in once I figure out how to do that. All right, I already made the store, but how do I put it in my description box? Right, got to figure that out. Anyway, that's to come. And if you want to, my Amazon wish list is there if you want to donate a deck. Hit the notification bell. No, social media. If you want to get on the social media, I am working. I'm getting ready to start working on my social media again. I have the time. I'm not working all the time like I was. I'm supposed to be bed rest. But I'm up here talking to you. So I'm going to slowly but surely get myself back on track with my social media. All right. So with that being said, hit the notification bell. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you healing. And Trinity is out.